Alrighty, welcome back to the Carbines and Cantrips Book Club. Turn Tyler on here. Oh,
Yeah, turn me on.
maybe. No, he'll run a little late. We all got kids and issues. That's it's just normal life. But yeah,
Yeah, every single
Ben
co-host
and
at
Jesse
the
should be
same
on soon.
time is dealing with either kids or gout issues. So
yeah, yeah. I swear, dude. Like, if the kids are gonna have issues, they're all gonna have issues at the same time.
I swear they get in a little like voice call, like a little restream or something. Like all right, how are we gonna mess with dad tonight?
Yeah, if one of them's gonna poop their pants, they're all gonna poop their pants.
Or decide they want to wear underwear to bed when they're not quite qualified to do that yet.
you
Like
have you have
I like
not
what
passed your quals yet, dude.
I like what you're aiming for. You're not there yet, buddy.
Like the ambition. Yeah, I guess we could
Oh,
kind of just introduce the stream while we're waiting for them to come on. So tonight is the second episode of Chaos Theory, Biological Bedlam. So we're doing 3 more stories in that antho, which are In Our Own Image, a Guardians of Glory story by Jordan Campbell, Transmutation by, I don't know if it's supposed to be S.A. Lewis or Sa Lewis because there's no periods in between the letters.
I
So
think
maybe it's
S.A.
Sa.
Lewis.
Yeah.
Because the author's name is Sarah Lewis, and I know some female authors will do the initial thing to
Okay.
appeal to a broader audience.
Yeah, I kind of go for that, that Tolkien feel.
I mean,
Yeah, and
I
then
do it to look more authorly.
yeah, that's what it is, dude. It's like wearing glasses when you don't actually have a prescription.
I mean, I do, but
The Curse of Doctor Moreau is the third story, and that is written by A.M. Stevens, which incidentally, that one was my favorite of these 3.
I like the man. I messed up and read Deer in the Headlights instead, so I didn't read In Our Own Image, but I read Transmutation, Curse of Doctor Moreau, Deer in the Headlights.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
So I'll be extra ready next week.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah,
But
this
yeah,
is the second episode. Go ahead.
I really enjoyed Transmutation. That
It was fun. It was kind of sad towards the end there.
is kind of sad. Not as depressing as because I mean, what's he gonna go to jail for?
I mean,
he,
maybe theft or something, or
like he's
stealing government
he,
property, maybe.
like a misdemeanor. He'll get like a fine and be out in a
Yeah.
good time, and then he can do science.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not like, oh, you didn't read In Our Own Image. They definitely did some shit in that one that's criminal. But yeah, this is, like I said, this is the second episode. So we got 2 more left after this one. And then we already got the next book picked out. So we're going to do the Black Company, which I've been excited to read for a while. I bought it's like a special, the Chronicles. It comes with the first 3 stories in the series.
Oh yeah, I have that on my Kindle.
Which is a way better cover than the one that I shared out. So we're doing. I'm doing a giveaway. I'm giving away 1 free ebook for anybody who goes onto my X and follows the instructions. I'll post my X account in the chat. But yeah, if you're watching this, it's. I think I have it going till the 30th. I don't know. The post says for sure what it is. But yeah, just follow the instructions and on the date, I'll pick a random winner. I don't know. There's like an app you can use to you post in the link to your post, and it sifts through all the stuff, and it picks a winner at random, so it's fair. So I'm gonna do that, and then yeah, I'll send the ebook to somebody in the United States, and hopefully we can get some more people to come on and participate in the chat.
Yeah, that'll be sick.
Yeah.
Black Company is one I started, did not get around to finishing. Kind of like Lord of the Shadowland, where I was enjoying it, but I just didn't have time for it with everything
Yeah.
else. Yeah, I still need to read. I still need to finish Sua Sponte, the Forgotten Ruin book.
Oh,
Sir.
I haven't started any Forgotten Ruins yet. I'm trying to work through all the Galaxy's Edge books. Yeah, that's gonna take a while, especially they keep coming out with more.
Where we should go?
I think Strange Company. I want to check that. I think that's just a trilogy, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it is just a trilogy. I've heard good things about Strange Company. That's on my TBR.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of this stuff is. I have Peter Dielen's Spheres of Influences on my TBR because I just love his writing style.
Another one like you were saying with Lord of Shattered Land, where you liked it but you just kind of got busy. Is I was reading the Odyssey, and I got pretty far in it. I don't know, didn't end up finishing it. So I ended up buying the Iliad because I should probably go in order. And I don't know how to pronounce it. The Aeneid,
The Aeneid.
Yeah. So I got those three. I need to
Yeah,
knock those out.
I took Latin class. I know how to say that.
I can say Roman words.
I was about to say. Oh, I hit up Walt because I couldn't message him on X. So I had to give him my email, but I had to email him anyway to answer a question about publishing my book with Wargate.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, "Oh, now all these questions are making sense." And he came back. He's like, "So what's the timeline on book 2?" And I was like, I'm waiting to get some answers about book 1. I'll get it started."
Is this for American Saucer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to. It's funny because it's like writing an alternate history, but also kind of like a period piece, but also like blending like the semi-real events with like what is like obviously fiction.
Yeah.
Because like there are some scenes or some things I include in there that are like based off like things that people said happen or said happened, and then I kind of extrapolate off that, and then we build it into more of the fantastical. But I try to keep like a mysterious edge to it without being pretentious.
Yeah.
So
Have you read or listened to any of the Grim Noir Chronicles?
That's the like hard magic? No, I have not yet.
Hard magic. It's like that. It's like 1930s, and there's a lot of stuff that's the same, and then there's a lot of stuff that's different, obviously, because magic was introduced like I think in the 19th century, and so that kind of like shifted the history a bit. But a lot of things still happen. Like in the third book now, FDR just became president, and the reason he's in a wheelchair is because like a magical assassin failed to assassinate him, and messed his legs up. So that's why he's in a wheelchair. But he's still a dickhead socialist. So. And instead of rounding up Japanese people, he's trying to round up magical people.
But that's a little more understandable because, like, they did something personally to him. It's not like he was paralyzed in real life.
Technically, it was the government trying to frame the magical people. So it was his own government that did it to him to frame magicals, and then he just went after the magicals anyway.
Oh, that's funny. I was about to say it's not like he interred the Japanese because a Japanese man attacked him with a katana. And like 1932, that'd be a more awesome version of history. But
yeah, dude, are you on the Facebook group like the Monster Hunter International like fan page?
Yeah,
I was like, oh, I'm listening to Warbond right now. So Larry wrote Steve Diamond as a character in there, and then he gets like brutally murdered by this like warped human alien creature. And so I posted on there. I was like, listening to Warbond right now, rip Steve Diamond, and like a lot of people didn't, I guess, understand that he was a character that died in Warbound, and so they were kind of mad at me for a little bit there.
Oh.
I think most people figured it out though that Steve's not really dead.
Whoops. Steve Diamond's one of those people who's like a great sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
He seems like a really laid back children.
Yeah, it'd be cool to get him on here, but it seems like he's so busy he doesn't have time to do fun stuff.
Well, according to him and Larry, he's really good at his job, so you keep asking him to do more stuff.
Yeah, that's the problem with being competent. You have to do everyone else's job.
No, I finally managed to get the audiobook of the last Panzer book pushed out to backers after wrangling with Kickstarter, Book Funnel, and Backer Kit this whole time.
How many books do you have in that? Do you have like multiple series in that universe?
Yeah, so I have 3 series in that universe. The original one is 6. The space stuff is 5. This Blue Bloods Marines one is probably going to be 5, and then Outer West could be 5, could be 4, could be 6.
I'll have to check them out. I was reading your first one a little bit just to kind of see what it was like, and I want to. I don't know. Maybe we could do that for the next book here.
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, you wouldn't mind it?
I wouldn't mind it at all. I'm kind of curious once we get offline to compare notes on what do you think about that early my book 1 compared to another individual's like book 8,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it's always kind of it's gotta be nerve-wracking to like put your debut novel up for like a book club like this especially when it's live.
Yeah, especially when like you've gotten so much better since.
Yeah, I know. I think it's what on the Writers Dojo, like Larry and Steve say, they're like writers in one profession where you get like judged off your first attempt for like ever.
Yeah, you get judged by it's like if you judge Aaron Rodgers by his rookie quarterback season and ignored everything else.
Yeah.
Which I'm about to turn that game on. And as soon as my wife is out of sight.
Yeah, I just realized we set up our son's birthday, like we reserved a rec center and everything for it. Then I started sending out invites, and my brother texted. He's like, "Are you having his birthday on the Super Bowl?" And I was like, "I didn't realize that." I guess so. I haven't really watched football in forever. What's going on, Jesse?
It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Oh, not much, dude. I don't know. Maybe we should just start because I don't know how long it's gonna take Ben to get on because kids can be wild.
We're out here, fam.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. So the next 3 stories in Biological Bedlam, I have to say, for these first 6 stories, we've got a lot of different settings. I feel like this Biological Bedlam can really stretch how many genres it can fit inside of it. Genres and settings.
Yeah. And I put in the call like, hey, man, like you can give me fantasy. This is be on topic, but you can give me fantasy.
Yeah.
And when I got a really good mix of like a little bit of everything. And you'll see that holds. Fantasy is everything else, but I did at least get a couple entries. There was one entry that I don't know if the author sold it somewhere else or if he wasn't happy. There was awesome story that came through that the author pulled it out before we'd even made some. And he was like, "Hey, man, like, actually."
No.
And it was another fantasy one that was really so.
Yeah, I don't remember what that.
But overall, I was happy with it.
Yeah, I don't remember what that last fantasy one was called, but that was also my favorite from the last 3 that we read, and that was great, dude. I feel like the 2 of my favorites. So this one, Curse of Doctor Moreau, is also my favorite for this one. Oh, sorry, you're gonna answer.
Oh, I think it was the Stitch Thorn, or
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
yeah.
the Stitch Throne. Yeah, it was the Nimble and Scales one.
Yeah. Yeah, and they both had like I guess that one was like a steampunk. I mean, it was fantasy, but it kind of had like a steampunk vibe. And this one, Curse of Doctor Moreau, is obviously like cyberpunk. So they both had like that punk feel and like private eye, action going on.
Yeah.
Although one had a much happier ending than the other. Yeah, I guess we should start off with let's see here. In Our Own Image by Jordan Campbell.
Yep.
Yeah, so this one, basically, the protagonist is not a good person, not the good guy of the story. Yeah, basically rooting for the protagonist to lose, which I thought was a pretty cool way to really good like hook for a series opener. I don't know if I'd want to read like a whole series. Like if it was a show, I don't think I'd want to watch the whole show from the perspective of the bad guys, but I think it was a cool opener.
Yeah, so Jordan, and I will owe him an apology when he sees this. I'm sure Jordan probably would have cleared his schedule and came on, but with holidays and everything, it just didn't kind of work out. Jordan's actually basing an entire series off this. The series is about the Guardians. That's like, so it won't be from the bad guy's perspective for, well, obvious reasons when you talk about the story, but this does spawn his unit that he's going to run with for a while. So.
Hell yeah. Mallory's in the chat. How's it going, Mallory? Good to see you. Yeah, good to be back, man. I think I had a little bit of like a burnout there for a second after the holidays, and yeah, it was a good break. I needed the break for a second, and it's good to be back. But yeah, so Dr. Ordway is our protagonist, and he the story opens up. We get him meeting a assistant named Icarus. By the way, Icarus is the name of 2 characters in these 2 batches of stories. So that's interesting. It's a common theme, I guess, with the mythological creature.
Fuck it.
Because they're flying too close to the sun. But yeah, he gets this assistant, and they have to go collect biological samples because he's trying to remap the human genome, and basically it's like Frankenstein, but instead of him getting dead bodies, he's trying to create like actual new life with this mad science. So it's like he creates a Frankenstein monster, but it's not from dead things. It's from him actually growing new life in some weird way. But yeah, dude, I feel like that opening there where they meet each other it was a great character building for these 2 characters. Like, we get the sense that Ordway is a psychopath, egotistical jerk who is willing to do basically anything. Yeah, I can hear my voice coming back. I don't know if anyone's got headphones in or not. So you?
I do.
You have headphones in?
I have earbuds.
Yeah, it's weird. I can hear myself real bad. I don't know what to do about that. Let me unplug my headphones, plug them back in. Is that better? No.
Nope.
Through.
Yeah, that actually.
Gone? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it was my stuff. Great. Yeah. So he, basically, like, it starts off, they meet up, and then they go to this like park and do this little like drug deal setup where he like meets a doctor who I think works in the actual industry, and it's not like explicitly stated, but it sounds like they get a cooler full of aborted fetuses.
Yeah, that's it.
It's pretty clear that's what they got. Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's I feel like a lot of these stories, it's either the government's getting in the way and has like ethical limitations or funding limitations. So in this case, they form these rogue evil scientists form this organization called Balam, which I'm pretty sure is like a demonic name or like a pagan god from like Babylonian times, if I'm not mistaken.
So swap your pronunciation up a little bit. It's Balam, which was meant to be
like the sound effect.
Like the sound effect.
I was like, oh, Solomon's probably got some kind of. I was thinking like in my head, like it had some like Old Testament pronunciation, like Balaam.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that would have been good. That would have been good.
I get where your headspace is going. Where they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna not listen to the man. Let's pick the most evil sounding metal name we can think of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which stands for Borderless Association of Learned Alchemists and Affixed Metascientists.
Yeah.
Nerds!
Yeah. They have like a sweet militarized complex, or they got private contract security and like underground. It was like they had to go underground, like into a tunnel, right? When he came up to the gate, it was in my head. I was thinking he went underneath the gate. Maybe he just drove through the front. I don't know, but a secret.
No, it definitely. Yeah, there's definitely this shadowy underground secret complex kind of deal.
Yeah.
Him, Ordway and Icarus Shelley.
Yeah, I like up until we get towards the later half of the story, like we see Icarus. He's obviously like a chip on his shoulder. He's like super pissed that someone seemed to have impeded his efforts to. Well, we don't really know until he kind of shares his backstory, but he really wants to see this organization that he's trying to join or help succeed for whatever reason. Then we learn that's because he found a book and he was trying to reanimate a dead body, and the Guardians of Glory came and like chopped his leg off, left him for dead, and set his book on fire. so he's super pissed about that.
Yeah. So he tried to read from the Necronomicon, and they showed up and were like, "No, you idiot!" Now he's mad.
It's almost kind of funny because
they're
like,
like, "No,
I'm
don't
supposed
do
to be
that."
sympathetic towards this guy, and maybe I am for a little bit. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. Everything about what you were doing, you don't sound like a good guy. He does seem like he's kind of.
Are you?
Go ahead.
It's like that sketch. Like it's like the opposite. It's like, are you the baddie?
Yeah. What was that? Space King? He's like, are we the bad guys? And then they all just like shoot him. Yeah. I don't know. I like, I mean, obviously there's like a bunch of novels where you'll get the POV of the bad guy, but it's not like it's just because he shifted perspectives around. So it was kind of cool to get the whole story from the bad guy's point of view. And it was fun not to be actively rooting against the POV or the protagonist the whole time. Yeah. What did you guys? You guys got any other thoughts for this one? I mean, there's more to it, obviously.
I'm trying to 731. That was the number. I really enjoyed this one, and I got to talk with him when we were editing it. He really wanted to hammer the mad scientist thing.
Yeah.
To the where I actually had to have him like pull some out, because like Ordway was even kookier and like obsessive and like almost earbuddy twitchy about stuff before the edits. And I war with myself about it, but I was like, hey man, for the sake of short story, like we only need one bland tangent in here.
Yeah.
And we can, keep it moving. But I really like how he works in real life, with the whole the issues over stem cells and their origins in embryos, and or fetuses, and then his references to it, which is true, but it was Unit 731 in Japan, which for anybody that's never looked into that, think all those terrible medical experiments that like people talk about with the whole like Holocaust, like the crazy doctors that were, the Japanese were doing all that too. Like they were doing all that same stuff. And
wow.
that was the unit that carried it out.
That's so fun. It's not funny, but like we were literally just talking about the Grimnar Chronicles, and I didn't know that was a real unit because that's a huge thing in that trilogy.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Yeah, that's entirely real.
Yeah, well, in that story, they take magical people and do crazy magical experiments. But yeah, basically the same thing. Well, cool. I know that's a great series. Check it out, guys. Yeah, dude. Yeah, he definitely nails the evil. It has that real like typical evil genius thing where he's like very egotistical. He's very concerned about like, I'm going to get all the credit for this. This guy can help me, but he's not going to have his name on this thing anywhere. And it's clear that he has zero compassion or compunction about doing super effed up stuff in order to further his goals. And that's what he's so drawn to this organization for, because, they're outside government regulation. There's no like idea of like mainstream scientific moral practices that he has to worry about, which there might be something to that. Like when you take those restrictions away, maybe you can actually discover really crazy things, but you have to like trade off being an inhuman bastard with progressing science. Interesting balance or sacrifice, I guess.
Yeah, it's one of those like, oh, come on, guys, like, let's do it. We don't have any oversight board or none of that bullshit to worry about. And then it's like, on second thought, like, maybe we did need that oversight board. Or
yeah, it's like he does such a...
to make sure...
Oh, go ahead.
Make sure we didn't blow up the wrong thing. And now Johnny's missing his eyebrows. And
yeah, it's like he did such effed up things that even his creation was like, yeah, no, I don't think I'm supposed to be here. I'm not going to serve this guy. I'm clearly an abomination. I'm going to front against God and nature.
Oh man, read this for the first time, and we get to so to explain, managed to through a series of several terrible so I don't want to call them war crimes because they're
Crimes
not
against
at
humanity.
war. Yeah, they managed to actually create this multi-species because they end up using like an elven heart and some other stuff like. They build this giant Frankensteinian like person who is not any one thing, and he wakes up and kind of gets experimentation tank, and they're under attack by the Guardians, and the Doctor looks at his creation and says, pretend to protect us, Guardians, and it looks straight at him and goes, why? Just one word. Why? First time I read that, I fell out. It's a big giant, super like intimidating climbs. It's just like, why?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Maybe that's like
orders at me,
right? Like maybe it's like a commentary on like his arrogance, where he just assumed because he created this thing that was just going to magically obey him. Like, well, why would he obey you? Like, what did you like program his brain or something? Like, why would you assume that he would just obey you because you're some genius who created him?
Did either of you ever watch the anime Seven Deadly Sins?
I've never seen it, but I've always been told to watch it.
Fucking, I imagine like fucking Escanor, like, you thought I would protect you? Who decided that?
Exactly. I did notice that the organ is like Blam is like apparently works for somebody else in conjunction with other organizations, and he referred to that as Legion, and he only mentioned it once as far as I remember. So I don't know, like you said, this is his intro to his bigger world, so I'm curious to see what other
Clearly
things are
the
in
Legion of Doom.
Yeah, Legion of psychopaths. Like Ordway is a psycho, dude. Like so the fetuses weren't working out. I don't remember what order he did this in, but then he tried, like I said, the other species unlock their genomes, and then he's like, okay, well, I need a live specimen. So then they go and kidnap homeless people, and he's like, well, I don't really want to use homeless people, off the street, because like they're sickly and drug addled and they're not healthy. He's like, I prefer to use children, but the only reason I don't want to do that is because somebody would notice their child go missing. I don't know, that's too much attention, so I'll just have to stick with kidnapping homeless people, and then basically doing like vivisection and shit on them. Those two homeless people die in the experiments. They kill the third one in the process of capturing the homeless people. I really don't mind that this protagonist lost in the end. That was a happy ending in my book.
It's a good ending.
Yeah. The reason he wanted to kidnap live children is because they're like, oh, they're more amiable and resilient and whatnot. But I still managed to make a weird monster. The Guardians of Glory are like descendants of like Solomon, I believe. And they're like carrying swords and stuff. So I'm like really curious to see what Jordan's world is all about, because it sounds like it has like a kind of a I know it's like mad science, but it seems kind of has like a fantasy vibe to it too, because like you said, he had an elven heart in the monster, and the Guardians had swords and stuff. So, interesting mix.
It's definitely got some fantasy magic to it, along with the like science, which I really enjoy. My next big project is a mix of sci-fi and fantasy. So it definitely won me over, but that done well. Of like, we have elements both. Always does well for me.
Yeah. Didn't if I remember. I feel like a lot of this stuff blends together as I read it and then try to talk about it later. But correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the big monster like bitch slap Icarus and like obliterate him?
Both of them. At one point, he didn't kill Ordway. I think he does kill Icarus, because Icarus like tries to shoot him. But at one point, like when Ordway gets too lippy and starts waving the gun around, he gets hit too.
Yeah.
Like, so
Love it, dude.
Some Pistor.
Very happy ending. Yeah, dude, that was a fun one. I haven't read. This is the first thing of everybody in this Antho. I'm pretty sure that I've read their stuff. So I'd read some more Jordan Campbell stuff. No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about it that I got for this one. Do you guys have anything else you want to add?
Cool.
No, I fucked up and read the wrong story, so I have nothing else to add.
That's right. I forgot about that one. Well, we all did read Transmutation by S.A. Lewis.
We did. I love this one. This one is honestly my favorite.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
It's so good.
Honestly, I mean, it's funny just because of the fact that there's hamsters building war machines, which is funny. Yeah, this one.
This is.
Oh, yeah, I said S.A. Lewis. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say this is one that I knew I wanted it, but I struggled when I was deciding with order where to put it because I really enjoyed it, but it's not. It wasn't action. You know what I mean? Like not in the same way.
That's the other one I think I was gonna say. It's not as actiony as the rest.
Yeah, and so I really struggled. Like, okay, where do I want to put this to keep the pacing of this antho going well?
Mm-hmm.
And so here, because we've had all stories that are like, especially JR, like starts us off the rip with like, you know, dudes getting eaten by this shark.
Yeah.
It doesn't ever really, slow down. And so I was like, where's a good place to put a break in? And I thought After Jordan's Story just was the proper spot. So
yeah, it's a good
especially with the Curse of Moreau coming up.
Yeah, because that's a huge downer. So I'm glad we had something a little more hopeful. I think.
Yeah, I honestly didn't see that ending coming. I was like, oh, okay, I guess it doesn't have to be happy.
I was like, wow, that's fucked up.
Super fucked up, dude.
But before we get to that one,
before we go to that one, essay. Now, if I remember, because you have really cool little like intros for each story and for the authors too. She's an actual scientist, right? Like in real life, S.A. Lewis.
Give me just a second. That sounds correct, but I want to do her justice.
I mean, it's set from the beginning, like from the opening, when Dr. John Ratcliffe is given his pitch to like the military committee for fund to re-up his program. Gives us a lot of what sounds like hard sci-fi or hard science, which I don't know if it sounds uniform. It sounds like hard science to me because I don't know. It could be total bullshit, and I wouldn't know. It sounded smart. It sounded right.
PhD in neuroscience. Yeah.
So she's probably more like Dr. Janet Titus might be more of a self-insert for her. It sounds like
maybe a little bit.
That character is more like the psychological social doctor. But yeah, basically this one is about a brilliant yet arrogant scientist who loses his funding because the military doesn't see the merit of fort building hamsters. So the dude steals all the shit and makes genius cats that go to war with his hamsters in his apartment.
And he learns the meaning of family.
Yeah. I know, right? I was like, is this story like, I don't know, is this like a loner learning the value of companionship? Yeah, it's kind of like a parenting story on the side too.
Yeah, this Captain Big Head Cats and his military hamsters that are
hamsters, man. The hamsters, every time, the first time I read the story, every time it got to the hamsters, I was cracking up. They always act like a...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, they always act like they're like a kid with his hand in the cookie jar. Like, they just, like, run off real quick. Like, oh, crap, we're caught. Scatter.
I love too because every time they come in, it's like they're not like in it constantly, but like there'll be random points where he like walks by them, and like, each time they're like more advanced. Like they went from like the Fort of Legos, now we have like castle like embattlements, and now they've got catapults. And
I keep expecting for them to have Roman tower shields like the next day.
Yeah, they have like that tortoise,
Yeah,
like assault
so,
tank.
so the cats can't get him.
Or like the cat.
Yeah, and then like once he makes the cats. Okay, I guess we get ahead of ourselves. So yeah, well, it opens up and he's like given this pitch to these like suit. I don't know if they're in the military or they're just representatives of the military, but they're basically super bored, not really interested in his gobbledygook jargon.
Doge. That's the Doge guys.
It's a Doge guys. Honestly, I was kind of on their side. I was like, bro, like you're talking too much, man. I felt like it was good characterization.
You could have just said, "Hey, the hamsters are building like advanced forms." Like,
Yeah.
look,
Which
here's a picture.
he mentions after he's already failed the pitch and they're on their way out. I was like, don't you guys want to hear about them building forts out of Legos? Lead with that, bro.
What? Yeah, why don't we start with that?
Yeah. The guy's like, so after 3 years of research, all you have to show for it is anxious hamsters. Yeah, I don't know. It was really good. I don't know, I don't know. Yeah, I would just say the characterization was really good with that because like we see his tendency to over-explain and that he's clearly a super smart guy. And then his interactions with Janet later on, like he's super smart, but he's also arrogant, and it's kind of in a way that's like a weakness for him because he's so focused on when he loses his funding and steals all the hamsters and takes them home, and they're not doing things the way he wants them to because like they're very social and they only like to do things when they're together. So when he wants to like study an animal, it's like an individual. He wants to like that's where he wants to get the data from, and so like I don't know, he has to like reach out to her because his I don't know, the way he looks at things is kind of deficient, and he basically has to eat some crow, I guess, or some humble pie, and realize maybe he's wrong. And the hamsters aren't necessarily I don't know, inadequate or whatever. He just doesn't see the merit in them, I guess, as kind of like the military guys didn't. But anyway, I think I'm all over the place here. Maybe that means he doesn't take her advice because then he goes for the cats because he wants the individual creature. So he kidnaps a pregnant street cat.
Well, he prioritizes, and it is kind of like what the military guys are talking about a little bit. It's like, hey, man, all you've got is anxious hamsters. But it's like he doesn't realize that he's only paying attention to the first initial impression, the first moment of what he sees. And it makes him think like, oh, I need something predatory. Like I need something that is going to be like aggressive because, you know, the hamsters, I will say, that's what's so funny about them to me. And I already mentioned that. It's like they're doing something really crazy and cool. And then the moment you look around the corner and they realize they're caught, they just scatter. Like it's like roaches when the light kicks on. Like it's
walnut fell inside the cage. Like I didn't give them walnuts, did I?
But so the hamsters are growing more and more intelligent, but he's kind of fed up with them kind of pansy. Yeah. He decides, well, cats aren't pansy. I'm going to get cats, which clearly he's never had a cat.
Yeah. And I don't know, this story turns into a real, like a story of a lonely guy who learns the value of companionship. Like I said, I don't know, it's very endearing and sad a little bit towards the end because he goes out and he kidnaps this. I guess you could say rescue, but it seems more of a kidnap. This pregnant stray, and she ends up sleeping like in his bed, like on his legs, and he doesn't seem to mind too much. And then he goes out and buys a bunch of toys for his new brood. And so when she has a litter, there's 3 kittens. One of them's stillborn. And he's like, he's kind of growing attached, but he's also still kind of a fucked up scientist. So he like gets giddy when he finds the dead one and like runs off all excited to go dissect it and examine it. Cause he like, I can't remember. He like, whatever the pheromones or whatever the shit is that he sprays or gives these animals to make them smart, he basically injected it into the babies. So yeah, he went to go like examine the dead one, and then once the babies are there, he starts training them, and he just like gets rid of the mom after it like kind of teaches them how to use a litter box and stuff. So maybe he's still got a ways to go on that whole companion thing. But yeah, dude, these cats. he starts teaching him with like tablets, like press the thing to like say words and
talk.
the button, the push to talk things. And they turn into a kind of a nightmare, dude. They set up like booby trap. Well, first, and I feel like this doesn't have to be a super genius cat. This cat's like on his desk where his like sensitive shit is, and he just starts like knocking shit off. And he's like, "Don't do that."
Typical cat stuff.
Like, looks at him like, "No, fuck you," and he's like knocks all his shit off the desk and breaks it.
No, it's because Darwin wants to do science.
Yeah.
He thinks he's
Dude,
doing
that was
science.
such a good line.
Darwin, do science. That's not science, you little monster.
Yeah, they're like setting up booby traps. He has to like walk or like look before he walks through a hall, like an entryway in a hall or something, because they set up like strings and stuff to trip him up, and or just like lunge at his back and claw into him. Seems like way more trouble. It's like he doesn't even understand why he's doing it. It's just at this point, it's like a completionist thing. He's like, I have to see it through. Because even at the very end, his friend Dr. Titus is like, "What? Okay, great, you succeeded and you made super smart cats. What are you gonna do with this? Is this marketable?" Like, I don't know, dude. I don't think so. But I finished it.
Everybody wished their pets were smarter, but it turns out when your cat gets smarter, he's just more of a pain in the ass.
Yeah. And then, dude, the warring between the cats and the hamsters is just it's so funny, dude. And,
you can't eat the hamsters because they're small.
Yeah. And I love that basically, like, right as soon as he steals it, like the next morning, the government's like, "Yeah, we know what you did. Can you give us a call back?" And then he doesn't. But basically, the whole time, like, the government knows what he's doing. So it's like, I don't know. It's just funny. Like, they wait for so long, and we don't even know if they show up to arrest him. Just because, like, I think Titus just said she heard his name mentioned as she was walking by an office. So we don't even know that he's gonna be arrested. But I don't know. Yeah, it's just funny that he's like doing this like secret work that's not even marketable that he thinks he's gonna get arrested for, but the government isn't even doing anything about it because apparently there's some administration in power that's a shit show.
Well, they might just like fine him $500 and tell him to move on with this day.
Yeah.
And I never got to ask the author, but I mean, honestly, this could have just been a government employee to get the whole thing for free anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that ending when he like packs up those animals and Spencer, is it Spencer? Is that the other cat?
Yeah, Spencer and Darwin.
Yes, Spencer.
Yeah, Spencer seems
Spencer
like
talks less.
Yeah, seems like less of the star child. Darwin definitely seems like the star child, the star pupil to this cat dad.
Spencer's just a big fat ass.
Yeah.
Spencer's just like Spencer, food, Spencer, food, John, food, Spencer, food.
Yeah,
treats.
Darwin wants to do science. He's a legit protege. He's the heir to the throne of the Ratcliffe legacy. But yeah, dude, that ending where he's like, "John, no, I don't want to leave. Darwin wants to stay and do science." Very sad, heart wrenching.
Oh.
So
Darwin do science.
yeah, dude, I think it was a good spot. It was a good change of pace, and we had 4 stories. I mean, In Our Own Image wasn't super actiony, but there was violence in it. I guess you could say the cats attacking him was violent, but in a comical way.
Yeah, the hilarious.
Yeah, not going out and
in an
murdering
adorable
homeless
way.
people. But yeah, dude, good break in the action and breath of fresh air.
Sorry, because now we have to talk about the Curse of Doctor Moreau.
Yeah, dude, the setting alone, I loved it. I love the idea of the hives. One, I love the slang that he used. Just made it feel like better world building. But I love the city and the technology and stuff.
Yeah, well, and I have to say, AM and I are not like super close, but we do get to spend some time online together, and he always delivers something cool. Like, he's just one of those dudes that his brain works in that wild way.
Yeah.
And I know he's busy a lot of times. I haven't checked in with him in a while. I think there's only a year or two he went to like boot camp. I'm trying to remember.
Is he
Where's his
active?
bio? I think he's reserve at this point, but like I know like at one point right when we started kind of hanging out in the same writing circles and everything like that, he was like, "Oh, he's like, hey guys, I gotta get the story in real fast because I gotta go to training."
Yeah.
And yeah, so he,
So
but he always makes some kind of cool, crazy world like this. Like it's always very in depth. It has that, always has a cool feel to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the whole. So basically, this is like a post-war. I don't remember what the war was. It's like a post-war world. I think the West Coast was hit pretty bad, so people
Mhm.
fled.
by like nukes.
Nukes,
Yep.
and then there's a big like issue with cancer, but you don't find this out till later in the story. The people are getting like this crazy powerful form of cancer, so like this pharmaceutical company started messing with like genetics with animals, or they were testing on animals to like come up with like a cure, and that somehow led to them creating this human animal hybrid, and then there's a whole bunch of like ethical implications that came into play. And basically this law, this 49% thing was such a cool piece of lore. Like, so basically there's this rule or this law that the hybrids, the animal human hybrids, which are called hybes, cannot have more than 49% human DNA. At least that's the law. But of course, the people that run all the tests are the corporation that owns it. So yeah. But yeah, the hybes are supposed to be like super docile. Used to be like a status symbol for like rich people. They liked them as like pets and servants and whatnot. And then corporation streamlined it and made it more affordable. So even like middle class or working class people could get their own hybes. And then there's like obviously activists. One of the main characters is an activist who thought that hybes deserved more rights and that they had more human DNA. So it turns into this huge conspiracy story, basically, where this I don't want to get into it too much. And hi, RFM, how's it going, dude? Hi. Yeah, basically the main character has to uncover this conspiracy. He had met with this one guy who immediately, the story starts off with this guy commits suicide by jumping out of a window right in front of him. And that sets him down the path. He randomly inherits all this guy's stuff. And the guy had quite a bit of stuff. He gets this card key. It's like a skeleton key. And he goes to where it basically it's supposed to, what it unlocks. And it's this chamber filled, it's like a living quarters, and this like rabbit hybrid is there. And that turns out to be the dead guy's sister, who was the activist who was saying that they are breeding, like the hives actually have more human DNA than they're supposed to. They violated the 49% law, that kind of stuff. And yeah.
And just to throw out there, because it's an important detail, he's hired by the guy that ends up committing suicide. For private investigators. So he's chasing all this down because even he looks suspicious because he's the inheritor suddenly for this dude that died. And so it kind of puts him in this weird pathway where it was his last client, and he's also now been left the inheritance of a murder victim that he was a client for, and the cops are even looking at him funny.
Yeah. And the whole time he's like trying to suss this stuff out, he's getting like tailed by this panther chick who ends up working for the people that are basically running the whole conspiracy. The big, I can't remember the name of the company, but it's the big corpo that makes all the hives, basically. And it's cool because he's got these glass, like all the tech's so cool. He's got these glasses that can like scan stuff. So he like sees the panther lady looking at him, and he like commands his glasses to like give him like the brand and the model and stuff, and it does, which is really cool. But yeah, when he goes and finds the rabbit chick, that panther girl shows up and just like starts setting the whole place on fire with a flamethrower, which is pretty rad. Yeah, dude, I don't know, I really like this one. I like the vibe. I like that the Icarus in this one, what a cool reveal. It was a human Z, I think is what he calls it. Yeah, what a cool reveal, dude. Yeah. The hound security guards, like all the security guards being like a different breed of dog, like German Shepherd, Rottweiler, Doberman. Just fun, dude.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what Frank was taking his medicine for.
Gene therapy.
Yeah, because he had
he was like a designer baby.
Because he had issues from being a designer baby.
Yeah. Yeah. So Frank's taking these meds, and he like goes and renews his prescription, and you can see that like he's having some issues, and he's maybe a little bit more aggressive, and he's like having problems.
Yeah, I think the first time I noticed it is when he rips the manhole cover off, and he's like,
the manhole cover open. Yeah, and he's like, and so he rips this like huge, heavy manhole cover open. He's like, man, I don't think I'd normally ever be able to move that. That was weird.
Yeah.
And then we chase it down, and we chase leads, and then eventually he figures out that Lucy, the rabbit, is in fact Lucy, the sister of his now dead client.
Who's not actually dead.
Which means there's something.
Yes. At the end, we learned that he's an owl man now, and the dude who jumped was basically like a brain dead clone that just they threw out the window. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, and you're expecting the entire time, that there's going to be some like evil corporate boss that likes to oppress the hybrids around. And no, it is not an evil corporate boss that likes to oppress the hybrids. It is
the first one,
possibly the original hybrid who is running this entire show.
Yeah, it sounds like he clawed his way up from the bottom, dude.
And he has not only turned the original client into an owl man, but has Frank's meds to start turning him into a hybrid, and transformed Lucy into one as well, and has them all locked up.
Yeah, and also when they get all locked up together, Frank murders the other two as he's transforming into, I don't know, a bear, a wolf, some kind of
predator.
Large predatory animal.
Like he can hear her heartbeat. He basically goes like werewolf inside this cage with these two people. So it's very sad ending because like he gets like the whole way through, even before he ever meets Lucy in her rabbit form, he sees pictures of her and he has like an instant attraction to her and a connection. So this whole time he's like building a connection to her, and then he's like goes back to talk to the cop after they flee the flamethrower panther, and it's just him and Lucy, Rabbit Lucy, and he has one of her hairs on him and gives it to the detective, and he like, cool technology, instantly scans it, and he's like, what the hell, this is Lucy, I burned her, I cremated her body, which was another clone to make it look like she was murdered. And so I lost my train of thought there, but yeah, it's the real Lucy that he's with, and that's what it was. He was building this like connection with her. He like kind of like was like instantly just kind of infatuated with her. So when it ends with him like just ripping her to shreds, it hit pretty good for me, dude. I really liked I liked the characters. I loved the conspiracy and like the details of what this corporation was doing. The 49% rule was so cool. If I'm not, maybe I read it or I'm remembering it wrong. Go ahead.
Even if it is like completely bogus, it's like the Icarus says like, well, we can't get them stable with anything less than like 83%.
Yeah, so it's been like a fluff law, like forever.
From the start.
Yeah, from the start. Yeah. Like it's never been heated. Yeah, and I'm wondering, did because I know like he changed his prescription. Icarus changed Frank's prescription in order to basically because like when they're grown in the vats, when the hives are grown in the vats, they're very docile and stuff. And it seems like this new way of doing it, where they turn already existing humans into hives, seems to create hives that are much more autonomous.
Aggressive.
Yeah, aggressive, autonomous. Yeah. So I'm wondering, like, I can't remember if I read it, if I'm remembering it right or wrong. But did he like? Was that the plan? Was it like Icarus saying basically he did that to everybody's gene therapy meds, and was he like trying to like turn everybody into that, or was he just taking these people out?
I think it was meant to be a manipulation tactic, because I know Icarus didn't want to throw anything off, because basically like this was the setup that was making him like the most money and giving him the most control.
Yeah.
And he wanted people to keep underestimating the hybrids because he had Dell. That was her name, the Panther lady. He had hybrids like Dell that were completely autonomous, but were also genetically modified to be nightmarish. Because Dale, Frank build is like Olympian. She's
rippling muscles,
incredibly fast, powerful. She's scary.
Yeah.
She's a pain in the ass to deal with.
Oh yeah.
Because like she gets set on fire, she comes back, they have to shoot her.
Yeah. Shot.
He goes to like take pictures of her, and like I don't know if it's because something on her, some tech she has. But, like when he goes to review the pictures later, they're like all like shitty.
Mm-hmm.
They're like all like Bigfoot photos.
Yeah, and Frank, it's just is a kind of a cautionary tale to remind everybody to train with their guns, because if he was going to the range every day, then that first encounter with the flamethrower in that little vault suite, he probably would have taken Dell out before things got out of hand. But he didn't know what he was doing, and he just was wildfiring. But yeah, it was so there was Dell, but then like the other inside Icarus's vault, because he basically kicked Dell out now that she's all burned and ugly. Real jerk there, but he's like, I don't want to look at you anymore. Get away from me. But he had like 3 other Panther chicks that looked like they were the same build, but they had like what was the other one's name? Tell. Probably all variations of the name Dell.
Yeah, he had a harem of Panther chick clones, basically.
Yeah.
They ran out of brain RAM from the original.
I'd hate to see what their babies would look like. Half Panther, half chimpanzee, half human.
Oh God, I don't want to get into babies.
But yeah, dude, this was my favorite. So both the stories in this anthology so far that had to do with like private investigators have been my favorite. But this one I think is my number one so far. Jesse, I'm sure when we get to yours, that's gonna be my favorite one, obviously.
Yeah. No, I got too many good authors in here, man. I hope there's one thing you're really impressed with mine, but it's all the way at the back of the book, so we'll figure that out when we get there.
Yeah.
You know, you're the editor, which I've read enough Peter Saras, alt history anthologies to know he always has like the craziest one in there. So if you're the editor, you have license to just have the most insane story out of all of them. And you're the editor. You know like what the bar is for all the other ones. So you can just raise it that much higher.
Yeah, well, I will say I didn't get cheat like that in this one because this story, when we get to Apex took me over a year to write. Now, I was working on other stuff because other stuff was selling. But Apex is the hardest story in my life. And that's one of the reasons I dedicate it to my son. But it's one of those things where I wanted to try something that I thought was really difficult I'd never done before. And like I said, we'll see what you guys think. And I really do. I want you to be honest. If you're like, man, this sucks, then that's cool. Like, I tried. You know what I mean? Like, but it's like, how to put it? It's like failing at a world record. It's like, hey, man, I didn't make the world record, but, I tried. I got close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
Yeah, exactly. But before we get to that, we got another half of the book to go through. And Logan's Deer and Headlights is up next.
How'd you like that one, Tyler? I know you already read that one on accident.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. I'll talk about it more next week when we're all caught up on it.
Yeah.
But out of the 3, Transmutation, it's the cats, man. Like, I have a cat. It's the cat and the hamsters. Like, I have a cat. My cat's great. She's a big fat ass sitting in my chair. Just enjoying life. No cares of the world. Not worried about deadlines or drill or a baby coming up. No worries whatsoever. She just sleeps and eats wet food. And gets pets.
We just got a hamster, or I guess I should say my daughter got a hamster from Santa Claus this Christmas, and it's cute as hell, dude. Daughter named it Pepper, which is a very cute name.
Indeed.
Better watch your back, right? Pepper's ass to be building fobs for your living room.
Why are there ballistas, little mini ballistas everywhere stuck in the wall? I don't think Ben's gonna make it today.
Did you order me a Browning replica for Christmas?
Dude, she's an athletic little critter, dude. She climbs all the way up, like upside down on her thing, and yeah, she's crazy. Does her little wheel all night long, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, she's out in the living room, so we can't hear it. But if I come out in the middle of the night to go pee or something, like, oh my god, she's still going.
As soon as my wife manages to escape my son's room and he's sleeping, my cat is gonna mosey her ass on in there and sleep with my son. And then when he moves too much that he gets on her nerves, she'll mosey her ass on in our room and try to sleep as close to my wife as possible. And then her moving around will wake up my wife, so she'll be irritated and waking me up.
Yep.
Be like, hey, get rid of the cat.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah, because the cat gets the zoomies at 4 a.m. My cat used to do that. He'd sleep in the crook of my legs. I'm a side sleeper. And so I'd like turn over and curl my legs up, and Harley, gigantic Maine Coon ass, would try and get in between the crook of my legs. All 30 friggin' pounds of him. But about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, he's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go behind the screen and root these papers. That's a great 4 a.m. activity.
Yeah.
I'd find something to throw at him.
On the rare occasion where it's just like me at the house by myself because they're off somewhere for a weekend or something, or I had to work that morning or something, and they went off to meet her friend or anything like that, and yeah, Angel will sleep on my chest like no problem. Like we'll crash in the chair, I'll crash in my bed. She'll sleep with me no problem. My wife moves around a lot in her sleep, so when she moves her to sleep, my cat's like, "Oh, I gotta go investigate." And then when she goes and investigates, it wakes my wife up. My wife's angry. She's like, "Why is this cat waking me up?"
We got a question from our friend. Has anyone seen Star Wars Skeleton Crew, and what would be your thoughts? I have not really watched a lot of Disney Star Wars ever since The Last Jedi, so I have not seen that.
I'm in the same boat.
Being real,
Last Jedi quitter.
I didn't even know it was a thing. I totally gave up on Star Wars.
It's like Jude Law and a bunch of kids. I think I don't know what they're doing.
What?
Yeah, it's like the Skeleton Crew is like children. I don't know what they're doing, but
the description could have been a little better.
Hey man, I don't know. They hired the assistant to Harvey Weinstein to run the hell, whatever the other one was. It was a huge disaster.
Jude Law and a bunch of kids. I don't know what they're doing. It's just maybe
they're out in outer space in the dark by themselves.
Phrasing could have been a little bit better. Let's see.
We still doing
it says it's New Republic, which is cool. That's an area that always I would like to see explored. I'd really prefer Old Republic is what I prefer, but whatever it is. Well,
like the more
I mean, it might be good. I don't know.
Yeah, the only thing I've heard from Disney that's good. I mean, Rogue One. I loved Rogue One, and I heard Andor was really good.
Yeah, I heard good things about Andor too.
And I like the first season of Mando, but I stopped watching after they fired Gina Carano. Yeah, I tried to watch Han Solo. I couldn't. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? Yeah. Rogue One. I liked Force Awakens when it came out, but like looking back, I'm like, yeah, it was just a ripoff of A New Dawn and Last Jedi. I felt so weird coming out of the theater after seeing that. And I was like, I felt like I had to sneeze the whole time, and then it never came. And it was just the weirdest feeling. I was like, that movie was terrible. And then I didn't even see Rise of Skywalker in theaters. I watched it.
I think it's hilarious. My old LC used to make this joke. Granted, she isn't really invested in like geek culture at all, but she's aware of like she's seen like The Last Jedi, and her whole thing was like, they wanted to have like a girl boss and be like, look, women can be female leaders too. Why did they make like a character or a stereotype of the most ineffective, moronic female military leader ever? If anything, it's a PSA why women shouldn't lead anything.
Well, you know,
And
I always wonder, like, aren't like the
this is
feminists
kind of,
offended? Oh, go ahead.
this is kind of like a 5'4" like goth chick who was our old LT, like a captain or major or something now.
Yeah. Yeah, I always wonder, like, don't feminists get like offended by this like girl boss trope? Because every time they do it, like almost every time, all the dudes around the female are complete fucking retards. So it's like the only way that these girl bosses ever are elevated and are competent is when all the dudes around them suck. And it's like they can't even execute good female characters well. Meanwhile, all the people that they call like misogynist chuds are phenomenal at writing female characters, like Larry Correa or Blaine Pardoe, or literally anybody that we like to read is good at writing female characters. But all the like the weirdo activists and modern feminists just cannot figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, Justin like Landon Steep by itself has like so many phenomenal
Female
female
characters.
characters. Yeah. The ones written by Blaine at least.
Yeah.
I gotta be careful about that. But yeah, like the Marine, she's good.
Yeah, Talia Falto, CC.
Yeah, Falto. CC. Oh, CC's best.
Even
Fucking
Dana
love
Blaze,
CC.
who like gets her fake boobies out and she's got all this stuff working. Maybe she's like leaning into her sexuality to be effective, but she's killer, dude. She's super effective at what she does. She's like
Her
the best
weird,
reporter.
her weird ass inflatable tits.
Yeah, that's pretty cool though, dude. I don't know, you know, that's a pretty cool feature.
Her cyberpunk inflatable tits. Like I'm not a huge fan of the fake boobs we have now. If some chick like shows up to a date with like her chest inflates, I'm like, are you a fucking cartoon? Like,
Or like what if you're like in
fuck?
the middle of it and they just like randomly deflate? You're like, what the hell was that, dude?
Oh, be like, and I am disappointed.
Yeah.
Hey man, the future's now, old man. They're gonna be inflatable and have squeaky toys in them and flash RBG like your keyboard.
Oh no, no. Information broken.
Try it. You never know. It might be awesome. Yeah, dude. Also, Bianca Cordova from
Bianca Cordova,
one of the best story arcs.
Yeah, Bianca had a great story arc. Cece had a great arc because Cece initially came around. I thought she was annoying as hell. I was like, man, fuck Cece.
Yeah.
And then like by book 3, I'm like, oh, you good, Cece?
She was, and then she went like from being annoying as hell to being badass to going back to being annoying as hell to getting super fucking humbled to being like chill and badass again. Yeah, Falto has just had the worst storyline fucking ever. I mean, like great, but also like terrible situation to fucking be in. I think her storyline made like. Go ahead.
Everything bad happens to Falto.
Yeah, dude,
like,
just the fucking worst.
Like Murphy just fucking hates that woman.
Yeah. Fucking.
How bad are we talking? Is it like Esther bad or?
Esther
I mean, I don't know if anyone will ever be Esther bad, but she's it's bad. She's like a super badass Marine. And like in the first book, spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen Land and Sea or read Land and Sea, but you should. And get after it. But so she fights in the Battle of Guam when the aliens first attack, do their global attack, and she gets captured and brought to an underwater base. Everyone thinks she's dead because they don't even know that the fish are taking prisoners. And so she's down in this underwater alien base getting experimented on. It's like I think she loses 3 of her limbs, one of her ears. Does she lose an ear?
She loses an ear.
Yeah, she loses a bunch of teeth come out. And she's like, there's a bunch of description of her clothes like rot off of her to the point where she basically just has like, I think her bra and panties that are barely holding on. And she's like peeling grime off of her skin constantly because it's just so nasty.
She's like growing scales.
Yeah. They implanted like some organism into her arm that like grew a scale on her arm. And then she eventually gets rescued basically like when she's on, maybe not on death's door, but she's pretty stinky. She's in the neighborhood. And like plenty of other people have died that she's been imprisoned with. And then she gets out.
Cece's old man.
Yeah. So Cece is another character. Her dad is imprisoned with Falto, and he almost makes it out, but he dies right before rescue shows up. And then she gets out. Everybody gets a Medal of Honor. Basically, a lot of the main characters get Medal of Honors in Land and Sea, but it's because they're the main characters and they're doing crazy cool shit. So she gets like sweet bionic leg and arm, which comes in super handy in book 6, Tides of Redemption. I think that's my favorite book because I feel like that one, like Blaine really like is almost like a horror story. Like once they go in the ship, it's super creepy. So definitely, it's not a horror story, but it definitely cranked up the creepy. And like her whole like issue with like her PTSD and like confronting her fear and going back into an alien vessel was great.
The aliens are fucking weird, and they know
really
it.
Weird, super fucked. And that's the book we find out that there's factions of aliens that are fighting each other. Book 6 is like my favorite. It's so good. But yeah, Land and Sea, it's good stuff, dude. Yeah, dude, I'm reading the Dresden Files right now on book 2. That's kind of, I feel like that's romance for dudes, dude. Like there's so many hot chicks that Dresden runs into, and there's always got like things going on with them. I feel a little randy when I'm reading it, dude.
So the thing with Dresden is based off of that old like PI noir, and so there's going to be a lot of like femme fatales, and there's a lot of those characters in a lot of the old detective stories and thrillers, stuff like that. Like that's all clearly inspired. How can I put this? I'm reading Plum Island right now, Nelson DeMille, which is like one of those classic detective stories. And literally almost every woman that John Corey runs into is beautiful. If they're not old, they're beautiful. Like it's one of the two. So like there's the old lady that he has to interview that was a witness or whatever, but every other woman in the story, captivates him in some way. And that's I think it's just it fits the character like that. These like kind of rough and tumble kind of detective guys. It pairs well. So that's what we go with.
Yeah.
But you'll learn to hate Murphy, and then you'll learn to love her.
Murphy right now just socked him in the face and tried to arrest him, and then he just fled with this werewolf chick. That's where I'm at right now, and he got shot. So
I saw like a real like what if Dresden was the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher.
Oh, dude, I saw that too. Yeah, that was hilarious.
He's chasing me through the woods.
Yeah, and you hear "Fuego." Yeah, that was a funny reel, dude. I think I watched that right before I started reading the book, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Dresden's a badass." He
asked Crow, "Why do you have a guy in the back of your head?" Like immediately.
Yeah. RPM says Dresden Files gets awesome by book 3. I've heard that like from everyone, and honestly, like I really liked book 1, and I'm liking book 2. So the fact that like everyone seems to think that it just like elevates so much more by book 3, I'm excited to get to it. But yeah, book 1 and book 2 so far, I love them, dude.
You were talking earlier about how like authors are weird because you get judged off your first effort, kind of deal.
Yeah.
And I think Dresden is an example of that. The same way, like Son of the Black Sword is so good, but like Larry's always been a good author. Like even when you're good, you get better.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes a while to sink into a character. And I think that Jim really gets a handle on Dresden, and also some of the dynamics change for the better. Anyway, in my personal opinion, the series just gets better as it goes. There's never anywhere in the middle where you're like, oh, I don't know, man, the last book might have been better. Like it just continues to escalate. Yeah,
dude. So like with Larry, I've never read a Larry book that I don't like, and I thought that Saga was my favorite, but now that I've got to the Grim Noir Chronicles, I think that might be my favorite series, dude. It is phenomenal. Like the world building, the magic system, the characters, the way he adds in like little snippets from like the world before chapters start, like just like a random like news clipping or like the notes from like some famous scientist that was actually magical in this world. It's so cool, dude. and super brutal and dark. Like Monster Hunter's fun and wacky and over the top, and it has its serious moments too. But like, dude, Grim Noir is just like straight up a fantastic. But it's also like it is over the top, but like it's completely serious. Like in the second one, a fucking huge demon comes out of this like gets summoned to Earth and rips itself back out of this black hole and like goes stomping through Washington D.C. And it sounds like some like Godzilla shit, but it's super like fucking awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what I was just thinking about today? So like Geralt and Ciri kind of remind me of Sullivan. Obviously not the same dynamic quite, but like Sullivan and Faye. Like Faye's like the the teleporty chosen girl. Obviously her chosenness is more of a curse than a blessing. But it's like the difference between like I don't know, like Geralt is this like he's not pacifist, but he's anti-interventionist, right? He's always neutral, never takes a side, even when like clear evil shit is going down. He's like, well, it's not my business. I'm gonna stay out of it. Until it gets to the point where things get so fucked up that he basically gets forced to get pulled into it. And like I like The Witcher, but I kind of like don't like that trope or whatever. Where Sullivan is like he's a crazy determined guy and kind of has like a moral compass and is like, no, this is fucking wrong and I'm gonna stop it. That's literally why he like was sent to jail, because he stopped a corrupt cop from beating an active child to death. So I don't know. I like the Sullivan Faye version better, where they actually use their strength to stop evil rather than just be like, oh, it's not my problem, so I'm gonna stay out of it.
I prefer characters like that, and you said you started the first Transmutation book. I tried to make writer kind of that, where like they have that like the main guy from
Never read that series.
The book in I'm trying to think I'm pretty sure we've all read it. It's the World War it's like the Grimdark World War One.
Servants of War.
Servants of War, yeah. Oh, what's the fucking kid's name?
Ilarion?
Ilarion, yeah, like Ilarion. Like it's just like he has like a sense of like this is good and right, and he tries to follow through that like to the best of his ability.
Yeah, with him too. Like he's a good man, but he's in a super fucked up world. So sometimes he does do fucked up shit, but it's like he just does because he has to. He doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, I strongly prefer that to characters who see like shitty things and they're just like, well, it's none of my business.
Yeah. Who am I to pick one evil over the other? Like, no, like that one's clearly more evil. Just fucking stop.
No. The honor killings will stop. The child sacrifice will stop.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Let's see here. RFM says, I'm not familiar with this. Alex Verus series by Benedict Jacka is on par with Justin Files. I'm not familiar with that one. I'm gonna have to add it on the old TBR. Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell is basically the Dresden Files set in 1800s. Really? Yeah, I like the 1930s World War I era. So Servants of War, obviously that's alternate. It's a secondary world, but Earth is still a real thing in that story, which is cool. Like humans, basically went to the fucking Barovia, basically, and got stuck on the other side of the mist. But yeah, dude, I love the World War I era technology mixed with fantasy. It's so rad. Which honestly, I was like, Servants of War was my favorite. I think I said Saga, but he's got so many good series. But I think Servants of War was my favorite, but the series isn't done yet, so it's hard for me to say it's my favorite. The Age of Raven series is my favorite. But yeah, Grim Noir, I think, took it, dude. We'll see if I can dethrone it with something else. But yeah. Well, boys, it's 8:20. That's a nice little tangent after the fact.
Yeah.
Our friend, I missed this one. Our friend said, so basically the XCOM treatment. I think he was talking about Falto when we were talking about Falto.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with XCOM.
Like how you treat like an alien captive in XCOM is how they treat Falto in Land and Sea. Which, to be fair, in XCOM, the aliens absolutely deserve it.
Well, Land and Sea, they deserve it too, but we're led by a bunch of.
Land see they absolutely have it coming as well.
But we don't do it because we're like, oh, that's not ethical. I mean,
Like,
I'm sure like Jay Drake probably obviously does it, but like the government doesn't do it.
I really feel like that line of Red Dawn. They're like, what's the difference between us and them? We live here.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Such a good movie.
I think Jay Drake is going to be the hero of humanity because he's just this fucking cutthroat sociopathic genius who's probably he's not ethical at all, but like he's willing to do the things he needs to do to it. And I think we're going to see kind of alliance between some factions of the fish and humanity, or at least some factions of humanity.
See, the thing is, I feel like if anyone were to try that, it would be Jay Drake. That's why I feel like he's a conniving bastard. You can't trust him. He's almost like Landed Sea, like the SETI's like Comstar. He's like the one faction that like nobody is ever able to fully trust.
Yeah.
But once in a blue moon, like when the chips are down, like they will come through for you.
Yeah, that's probably true. I'm interested to see Blaine's. I think Blaine's next thing is just like a side tangent. It has nothing to do with like progressing the like the universe on. Just seems like a Ratchet's Run kind of thing, which is great because that was a fun book.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah, Ratchet's Run was great, and then it was like a what was it? It was like a photo album.
Photo album. Oh, that she wanted back. That's what they were going after. Yeah, I think so. Kicking the pants, dude.
I'm sorry.
I got it.
That cracks me up. That I haven't read this, but just hearing you guys say that, it's like I imagine that there's this like whole huge main novel series, and then someone just writes a whole side tangent novel about like, hey, I gotta go get my photo album back.
Well, it's way worse than that because it's like a celebrity like pop star who has. So there's like the secret celebrity bank in Beverly Hills that's behind enemy lines. It's in the alien incursion zone, so nobody can get to it unless you want to go fight aliens. And so like she goes up to this this LT in the army and is like, hey, can you guys go into the bank and get my safety deposit box out of it? And he's like, no, this is the army. We can't do that. And he's like, well, you can go talk to these private contractors. So she goes and talks to these private contractors. And they're like, hell yeah. She like offers them like, I don't know, like $2 million or some shit to go into this bank and retrieve her safety deposit box. And she doesn't say what's in it. She just says, go get my safety deposit box. And they're like, hell yeah. So they're going to get like a bunch of money from her. And they're like, we'll just loot the fuck out of all the other celebrity safety deposit boxes.
We're just gonna rob the bank.
So then like they start planning, like they're basically there, and this is super illegal. Like the army is like basically shooting people on sight for looting. So they have to be super covert about it. And then meanwhile, the LT that sent her away was like, you know what? Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe I should go check that bank out. So he basically like goes and gets a militia. He takes his his squad. And then he goes and kind of pitches his idea to this militia team, and they team up and basically go AWOL from the army. Like they rip their fucking chips out of their bodies and shit, and go AWOL. And so it's the army militia team versus the private contractor team trying to get to the bank first in the middle of an alien war zone and rob this bank. Basically, is the story. And the contractors get her safety deposit box and get out. And the army guys get stuck behind. It's crazy. But anyway, as the contractors kind of screw over the army guys and get away with the safety deposit box, they get fucking wrecked on the way out by aliens. And but like almost everyone dies except for like the number 2 man in the company. And he goes and takes the box to the celebrity and he's like, here you go. Hope it was worth all my men's lives and shit. And she opens it and it's like a fucking photo album of her family.
It like other people would be like, oh shit. I'm like, oh, like to me, I'm like, oh, like this pop star is more human to me than like fucking Jay Drake.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't really give a shit about all the people that died, so she could get it. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
She's like, oh, my family, like I want that.
Yeah, I mean, she did pay them a lot of money to go get it, so fair's fair.
And like, I almost understand why characters like would kind of have this childlike naivete about like not understanding like what you're asking of these
Yeah.
people, because like a lot of people like that,
Mhm.
and Blaine is very aware of this. He wrote this really well. That people like that are not aware of the level of violence required to maintain their livelihood.
Yeah.
It just happens off camera, but they're never aware of it. So as far as they're concerned, it does
Yeah.
exist.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I forgot to tell you guys, I got some 3D printers for Christmas, so I'm gonna start printing up all the Land and Sea figurines and hopefully find some people to play with over here. But yeah.
And so I got. I've been meaning to do a playtest game with Scott Clamps in the Land and Sea Discord because we live in the local
Oh,
area.
nice. Yeah, I think there's a couple of guys
Yeah,
that live near
Land
me
and
in
Sea
the Discord, so hopefully.
Yeah, Land and Sea is definitely next on my load of 3D printing because I think I printed everything I need for this BattleTech tournament. I just need to paint it.
Nice. Well, cool, guys. Should we do 3 stories for next week or do 4? You want to finish off with 4, or doesn't really matter? I guess wherever you guys want to put them.
I'm fine with whatever.
Let's do
Well, you already
4.
read 1. You want to do 4 next week? And Charlie, you only have to read 3. So, all right, yeah, we'll read the next 4 stories in the Antho for next Monday. I'll post about it and whatnot. RFM, if you're, I don't know if you're reading these or not, but you should pick up this Antho and read the 7th through 11th story in this Antho. And yeah, you can participate in the chat next Monday night, 7 p.m. Pacific. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for hanging out in the chat, RFM. And yeah, see you boys next week.
Cool.
See you boys next week.
Later.
Hey, Bruce, can you hang out for like 2 minutes when
Yeah.
we're off?
You got it, dude.